guys, welcome back to the Bolo list. I'm Ariel, and today I have the founder of I Do Social and co-founder of White Girl Sunscreen, Rachel Justis.
Whoop whoop. Hi guys. Thanks for having me
on.
Of
course. And we have Nala the Palm here.
Oh, a special guest. If she wants to... Oh, wait. You want to get paid to be on this? No, Nala.
So, Rachel, walk me through I Do Social and kind of how that came about.
Yeah, so I started I Do Social when I was 21 years old, and I was bartending. At the time, though, our social media was amazing, and it was right at the beginning of when Facebook was popular, Instagram just started, and we crushed it on Instagram. And so the first company I ever started was in the wedding industry, and all these business owners were like, I want you to do my social media. And so I started doing their social media. The next thing you know, I landed a bigger account, which was like a bar restaurant, and really took them to the next level. And, you know, then I got another client. Someone needed a website, so I learned how to build websites. Someone needed email marketing. It was almost kind of, you know, if there's money, like I'm going to figure out a way how to do it if it's in my, you know, area.
So we obviously know that social media plays a huge part in so many people's careers. So how important would you say it is to kind of market yourself on social media?
It's honestly insane how social media has changed over the last few years, and how important and vital it is for everything, and just in influencers and this, you know, it all coming up and whatnot. And the bottom line of marketing is just staying on top of like what's new, and obviously
consistency.
Yeah, the algorithms. With social media, the importance of branding, obviously if you're a person, or if you're, you know, if you have a product-based brand, or if it's a restaurant, whatever it is, you need to stay true to who you are. And with my other company, White Girl Sunscreen, you know, we had this huge, after our first summer, we went in depth with our branding, and we really figured out, you know, who White Girl was, you know, how does she talk like, and, you know, how can we message this to people for them to feel our brand, because I think that no matter what you're doing, people are connected to the brand and they're connected to you. And that's why influencers, you know, it's almost like they're celebrities.
They are the
now.
new age celebrities right now.
Yeah. The best influencers that I come across, I start watching their stuff, and they're just real. And that's what people want. They just want advice, and where should I go and get this and whatnot. And I think that's, you know, the huge thing of branding yourself is staying true to you. And then also curating content that is clean and get your brand messaging across without being annoying. And so don't think that you need to be like posting every single day, or like, oh my gosh, I need to post this photo. It's like, well, maybe you're going to have a better photo that comes out.
That's what I always think. I always think that like with social media, obviously, like people want to see you always posting. Is that kind of true or not?
I mean, just think about, I always think, before I market anything, how would I like this? If I saw this in my newsfeed, if someone's posting every day, I'm going to unfollow them because I'm like, you're annoying me, you know?
Note to self.
Yeah, but that's what's great about Instagram story is you can have people opt in, you know,
to watch,
and then also you can do behind the scenes and holding your posts down to like 3 or 4 times a week. I know that sounds crazy, but you'll get more engagement. You know, even on my personal, I'm not posting every week. But whenever I do post, I get seen in the newsfeed of my followers.
So what do you say is more important, likes or comments?
Oh, comments, duh. Definitely comments 100%. And if you don't respond back to a comment within an hour, then your post go down into the newsfeed. I mean, I could literally sit here for hours and tell you guys.
Oh my God, you guys, social media is literally a science, and we're figuring it out today.
Yeah, I mean, I could give you guys all the scoop on stuff, and now instead of asking your asking your followers questions and things like that, they want your followers to start communicating to one another in the comment box.
Okay, so you mentioned White Girl Sunscreen, and we know that Rachel is a co-founder of White Girl Sunscreen. So I have, if you guys follow me on social media, you've seen that I've posted some things about White Girl Sunscreen, and a lot of my followers have been kind of confused. So walk me through White Girl Sunscreen, just kind of like the birth and the purpose and everything about White Girl.
Well, I'm the co-founder that's white. So with White Girl, you know, we came up with the name, and it was a joke, really.
Okay.
And I mean, if anyone who knows me knows I love to laugh, and I'm always just joking around. I called Salongo, who's my business partner that isn't white, she's Mongolian, and I got so burned in Barbados. I was literally a strawberry. And I called her. I was like, oh my God, girl, I'm so burnt. Like, I look like a strawberry right now. It's putting 70 on, let alone I find out when we create this company and product that nothing over 70 actually works or protects you, FYI. And she started, laughing at me, being like, oh, white girl problems, ha, ha, ha. And she's like, well, guess who had a white girl moment and forgot to bring sunscreen to Coachella? Like, who the F forgets to bring sunscreen to Coachella? And so we started laughing. I was like, oh my God, we should have a sunscreen called White Girl Sunscreen and talk about white girl problems. And we just started laughing and left it at that. And then, of course, me being like my marketing whatever self, I started going on Instagram. I'm like, wow, none of these sunscreen companies market themselves. Number one, so we could totally just make sunscreen cool on Instagram. And what if we actually made a product that we liked? Because like I hated sunscreen.
Right.
I mean,
I kind of hate sunscreen.
Yeah.
It's always like too thick.
It smells, it makes me look gross. Like I've just never even liked it as a child. It wasn't like I was some avid sunscreen user, before we started the company. I wasn't, but I became one because I realized how stupid I was all those years of putting the one thing on my skin that could keep me from aging. Right. Needless to say, I called Salongo back up. I'm like, yo, I'll start my marketing company. Finally took off. I was making really good money. I was like, I can like throw some of this and invest in a product. And I said, I'll build the website, I'll start the social media, and you find the manufacturer and let's do this thing. Right. Thinking it would be easy. I ended up going online and buying sunscreen packets. You can go like any website and get like hand sanitizer, whatever, with your company logo on it. Right. So we got like 300 of those and put our company logo on them. And so we just go and make our friends take pictures. But once we got the product, obviously we started selling. We utilized our Instagram account to get wholesale clients, which a lot of people don't think of for social media, and for influencers. But the crazy and great thing about social media is people can get your brand messaging on there. Right. Like think about if I had White Girl Sunscreen and did not have an Instagram account. Yeah. I'd be screwed.
Yeah, well, how would people know about it nowadays?
Well, exactly that. And like, how can I get the message across? People, when we first came out with it, were like, you should change it to Hot Girl.
Hot Girl Sunscreen.
But I'm like, no, this is White Girl. Like the brand, the voice behind it, it's White Girl. But we realized that, obviously we live in a society that has so much drama going on, no matter what. And no matter what you're doing, even if you are doing the right thing and not meaning to hurt someone's feelings, you can still hurt someone's feelings. And we're like, well, wait, maybe this can be our advantage here. We didn't think that it would not cause controversy. Right. But what if we can make it where it starts up a conversation? No one's going to forget the name. Right. You know what I mean? Yeah. You don't forget it. Yeah. So, that's beneficial. But what if we can start the conversation of, hey, everyone needs sunscreen. If you thought that sunscreen was just for white girls, well, no, here's your new BFF, white girl. Right. Like me, put me in a pouch, carry me wherever you go. Right. And I'm like, sunscreen, yay. Yeah. And so we started marketing it that way. And I think to myself, and I still do, is like, wait, we have a platform where women can get together of all different races and we can all talk. It was interesting because the people who question it the most are white people. But what's interesting too is like when I go to Target, I use Black African shea butter soap, and I didn't think once if it was made for me or not. I'm just like, I'm going to use this. I mean, I also like wear weave and like all kinds
doesn't
of stuff.
Discriminate.
No, and so that's the other thing too is like, don't judge a book by its cover. Like, don't judge white girl because of her name. You know, her mom was really stupid.
Obviously, with White Girl Sunscreen and a name that rings so many bells, and like you said, we cannot forget. I'm sure you've kind of had some sort of negative feedback. Yeah. How have you been able to deal with that?
So it was actually hard for me because I am white.
You are?
I know, right? See, girl, got you fooled too. Fooled everybody. I didn't want people thinking though that like that's what we're trying to do, or that we're some like I'm some dumb
Target
white
one
girl
market,
that didn't think that this wasn't going to be a thing and how to message it right. So we just made sure, like our media kit that we give to wholesale clients in general, like explains everything in the messaging. But then we also make sure to, on like our Instagram and everything, every few post a girl from a different background. And then we also like, because I also don't feel like I need to defend it either, you know?
Right.
And so we'll also put in things like, oh, did you know that? Because it's true. Like, even if you don't burn, UVA rays, which are 95% of the rays that hit this Earth's surface that are coming in through that glass right now, age us. And like, I don't care what color your skin is, Cheeto, black, like yellow, Cheeto, whatever, you know, but like it can affect you and age your skin. And so it's like we all finally have something in common. Like one time I even had to go through all of our pictures and I tagged every single girl and I said Mexican. I was like, my friend who's like Israeli.
Oh my
and I
God,
literally tagged each of the girls. I was like, Rachel, not me, another girl, African American. Because this girl questioned and was like, oh, where are all, if you post girls from all different backgrounds, where are they?
Right.
And so I just was like, okay, girl, you want to play? You don't think I came to battle, girl? Like, then I will play.
Yeah, so it sounds like you kind of take every negative comment as a learning experience for that person.
Yeah, well, it's a learning experience for them.
Right.
Because, too, in general, anytime we talk to someone, I want to be like, so when's the last time you talked about sunscreen?
Right.
You know, because it's true. And they're probably like, well, I'm going to go wear sunscreen and I'm not going to buy White Girl, but I'm going to go buy this. Well, that's fine. Go buy whatever. At least I'm making you wear sunscreen.
Actually, one of my good girlfriends actually just made a comment last weekend that she does not use sunscreen at all. So let's just kind of wrap it up as to how important sunscreen is. If you use White Girl, if you don't use White Girl, obviously we want you to use White Girl. But if you know, just how important it is to protect your skin against the sun.
First off, I'm going to get it from the back end no matter what season it is. You want to find a sunscreen that you can use as a primer. And when you do put it on before you put on your makeup, you know, let's say sunscreen's the last thing, put it on and leave it there for a couple minutes, let it set in, and then put on your foundation. So the huge thing behind wearing a sunscreen every single day is, like I said earlier, UVA rays. There's two types of rays. UVA, UVB. UVA is the longer ray, and that will only hit the first layer of your skin, which is the epidermis, which until I think a couple years ago, scientists thought that UVB was the cause of cancer, but actually UV, which it still is, but UVA causes the type of cancer that you can die from skin cancer, which 8,000 Americans die from skin cancer yearly, and skin cancer is the #1 cancer in America. So, okay, you need to wear it every single day, regardless of the year, because UVA rays are prominent year-round. It doesn't matter the temperature. They're just as prominent in New York City when it's winter just as they are in the Sahara. And that is fact, which is just mind-blowing to think.
Yeah, I never knew that.
95%. So everything you're like worried about in the summer, that's 5% that we're worried about, okay? So like that's how serious it is, even when it's cloudy outside.
This is White Girl Sunscreen.
Don't judge White Girl, because on packaging of every beauty product, it's telling you pretty much lies. But
so where can people find this if they want to buy it?
So you can go obviously online to our website, WhiteGirlSunscreen.com, Amazon.com. We're also on Revolve.com and almost in 200 stores, which can be found on WhiteGirlSunscreen.com. Go to the stock list page. And you can get it. But yeah, it's great. I mean, I use it obviously like every day. If you go under our tagged photos and stuff, you can see reviews, and I'm about to add like a story highlights page to it. But totally go use it. We're coming out with another brand too. By next year, it'll be like launched. So it'll be exciting.
Maybe like some White Girl lip balm.
We'll see. So White Girls, it's gonna be this will be the only White Girl, but
remember I said that, guys.
You know, White Girl's White Girl.
Yeah.
You know, and she'll forever be White Girl, and she will be available on the other brands, you know, site eventually and whatnot. But we're definitely launching a line of a bunch of cool stuff that girls need versus what they want.
If you can give any aspiring blogger, influencer 3 tips that they should take with them as far as how to market themselves or brand themselves, what would they be?
1, engage.
Okay.
It is mind-blowing. You're like, oh, posts will get me followers. No, engaging with your target audience. Find someone who's like you, and then whoever, go under their photos, and whoever is commenting under their photos, that's an engaged user, and you need to follow them. And then another tip would be really make a schedule, like on an Excel sheet, of how you plan on launching things, because you don't want people to think that you're doing the same thing all the time, but you want to create consistency with your brand. And so whether it's like Tuesdays you talk about, I don't know, like salads or something, like I don't know. But I'm just saying is like, you know, you don't have to say that every Tuesday I'm going to talk about a salad, but like make things consistent for your audience to get addicted to what you are doing, because anytime someone creates a habit, they have no idea that they're creating one, but you're in the back end creating that for them. And then the next thing would be, you know, most influencers, you know, write and whatnot, and, you know, can offer things to brands. And I think that this could be advice for anyone, because I did it. There's a lot of times where you're going to have to do stuff for free. You got to get your portfolio up. So, you know, reach out to people, especially if you're starting off, and be like, okay, how can I create the most content, do the best for this brand, and just say, hey, I'd like to try your product and do this. We've had people do that before, and I end up showcasing them, and it looks good when you know, after you doing that for like 2 years, you're going to gain, you know, followers and an ROI and conversions to your website. And that stuff you can show. Like, no, you can go buy followers and, you know, have it look all handy dandy. But when it gets down and you start posting for someone and you're not bringing them any conversions and you've paid them, well, then guess who's going to be pissed at you? So that would be my advice.
We have talked skincare. We have talked social media. You can find more from Rachel at, what are your social media handles?
So Hello Justis is me, and then I have I do social, literally tagged White Girl Sunscreen, and then you can go to idosocialagency.com or WhiteGirlSunscreen.com.
And you can also find all the tags in the description box below.
Podcast, Babe Talk, iTunes, it's free.
Woo! Babe Talk. Well, thanks for tuning into this week's episode of the Bolo List, and we'll be back for more.
Bye, Dave. Yes, my little sleigh angel, so cute. And so I called her after I went to Barbados, and I was like, oh my god, I'm so fucking sunburned. I was putting 70 on, and then grabbed